what is your view on U.S. assets then in light of what you could argue is a Goldilocks moment, really, between recurring stimulus packages and a very accommodative Fed?
So I would say, look, we still like the US. I think there are other regions at the moment which look a little bit better. But I think the key thing here at the moment is, look, I think we generally have a consensus view that there will be a further stimulus package. They will come to some kind of agreement within the next couple of weeks. But I think what this has all shown is that, look, if the US does need further rounds of stimulus, as will many other countries around the world, there's going to be another debate. It's going to get harder and harder to pass new packages. So we really need to bring this crisis under control because the support mechanism is going to have to come to an end at some point. Now, when we look at the US, a lot of these concerns have brought us to lowering our exposure a little bit and really focusing on the key growth areas. So, for example, we still really like technology and we have focused a lot of our positioning in technology, whereas we've actually increased some exposure within emerging Asia and some in Europe as well.
Seema, I mean, in terms of the U.S. equity story, you've got a situation where the NASDAQ considerably outperformed some of the other indexes. And last week, it was a bit of an exception when it came to the Russell 2000, because for the first time, it was actually the other way around. GTV Go for our clients, 6% weekly surge on the Russell 2000, and the NASDAQ pairing its weekly climb to 2.1%. Are you a believer that it is time to rotate out of tech, even if just a little bit, and into the cyclicals?
No, so what we think is we have maintained that exposure to technology. I don't think it's a time to reduce it. But this is also some perspective to actually start increasing allocation a little bit to some of the value space. You have to be very, very picky. You know, with bond yields so low, it's very difficult to see this being a rotation that could be maintained. But certainly the valuations, I would admit, are very, very clearly in favor of value. But within technology, we're still really in favor of the sector. You know, when we look at the cautious environment, we know that investors are going to be looking for strong balance sheets, positive cash flow, and also firms that have actually got a strong positive secular growth story. And we think that with the pandemic, with all that we've seen, it's just accelerated a lot of the movement that was already in play for the last decade. But it just means that technology really, to us, it's here to stay. So it's certainly one of the areas that we like. And I would say that also in emerging Asia, we like to play that technology story there as well.